Quick challenge. Open your banking app. Don't look at the balance. Look at the charges, fees, interest, delivery markups, late penalties. If you spot even one of those this month, you're not bad with money. You're paying the broke tax. And today, I'm showing you how to kill it.
Most money advice is insulting. Just budget. Just invest. Stop buying coffee. Cool. But here's the truth. When you don't have a cash buffer, life doesn't charge you normal prices. It charges you panic prices. This video isn't about getting rich fast. It's about stopping the system and your situation from charging you extra for being human. Ever notice how the same mistake costs a rich person annoying, but costs you devastating?
Let's define it. The broke tax is the extra money you pay because you can't pay up front, can't wait, or can't absorb a surprise. That tax shows up in three places: prices, penalties, and financing. In prices, you pay more per unit because bulk costs upfront cash. In penalties, you get hit for being short, late, or one bounce away. And in financing, you pay extra to borrow because your options are worse. If you're always one bill away, are you actually bad with money or just outgunned? Here's how the broke tax destroys you. It turns minor stuff into emergencies. Picture a normal week. Your phone screen cracks. You could fix it properly for $150, but you can't spare it right now, so you put on a $12 protector and pray. 2 weeks later, the screen fails completely. Now you can't clock in, can't do gig work, can't authenticate banking apps, can't even access your email without a fight. You end up paying for a rushed repair, express service, or a replacement you didn't choose. That's the broke tax, the cost of being forced into the expensive option. What's one small issue you're currently ignoring because it's not that bad yet?
When you're stretched thin, you don't buy the cheapest option. You buy the option you can survive today. And that's where convenience pricing feasts. Buying groceries in tiny runs because payday is close, you pay higher per-item prices and more trips. Ordering delivery because you're exhausted and time poor, you pay service fees, delivery fees, tip, plus inflated menu pricing. Pay in full for basic stuff? It feels painless until 4 payments stack and suddenly your next paycheck is already spent. Broke tax doesn't always look like a scam. Sometimes it looks like I just needed to get through the week. Be honest, how many apps on your phone get paid before you do? If you have cushion, life offers you discounts. If you don't, life offers you fines. Penalties hit hardest when you're already down. Late fees, overdraft fees, processing fees, expedite fees, reactivation fees, higher deposits, utilities, apartments, cell phone plans. And here's what makes it vicious. These fees don't just take money, they take momentum. They keep you from building the very buffer that would stop them. When was the last time a fee made you fall behind again? People think credit score only matters for loans. Wrong. It's a pricing tier for life. Bad or thin credit can mean higher car insurance premiums, larger security deposits for utilities, more expensive phone plans, worse financing terms even for necessities. So, you pay more, which makes it harder to save, which keeps your credit weak, which keeps you paying more. That's not lack of discipline, that's a loop. A stable person gets 0% promo. You get 29.99% because we can. When money is tight, you don't have extra brain space. You're constantly calculating, can I pay this? What bounces? What can wait? Who can I avoid? That mental load makes long-term decisions harder because survival mode is loud. This is why broke people get preached at and still don't fix it with willpower. Willpower doesn't beat math. Strategy does. If stress is eating your planning ability, what would happen if you bought back even 10% of your mental space?
In the U.S., one of the nastiest broke taxes is healthcare, especially dental. You skip a checkup because it's expensive, then it becomes a bigger problem. Now you're paying for urgent visits, prescriptions, time off work, and a bigger procedure. Same with vision, same with prescriptions, same with physical therapy. This isn't a lecture, it's a warning. Delay has a price tag. The broke tax loves postponement because postponement multiplies. Most advice says invest for 8 to 10% a year. But if you're paying 20 to 30% interest or constant fees, your best return isn't the stock market. Your best return is ending the broke tax payments. Here's the rule. Before you chase growth, kill drag. Drag is high-interest debt, penalty fees, unstable transportation costs, or anything that regularly creates emergencies. If your money had a hole in the bottom, would you pour more in or patch the hole?
A buffer changes how life prices you. With even a small buffer, a surprise expense becomes an inconvenience, not a crisis. You avoid late fees and overdrafts. You can pick the slower, cheaper option. You can buy durability instead of emergency replacements. You gain negotiating power because you can say no. That's why the first buffer feels so hard, because you're building it while under attack. What if your first goal isn't wealth, it's never panicking again?
Do this like a strategist, not a motivational poster. Step 1. Find your one leak, not 12 leaks, the biggest one. Examples: overdrafts, credit card APR, car problem, delivery spending, BNPL stacking. Step 2. Choose one target number. Maybe it's $300, maybe $800, maybe $1,000. A specific number turns chaos into a mission. Step 3. Cut aggressively, temporarily, not forever, long enough to win. Cancel, pause, downgrade, renegotiate, sell unused stuff. Add one weekend hustle if needed, but only as a strike mission, not a lifestyle. Step 4. Lock the win. Once the leak is plugged, automate a small transfer into your buffer the day you get paid, because the broke tax returns the second you lose the buffer. You don't need a new personality, you need a new system. Like this video if this hit a nerve. Comment below. What's your biggest broke tax? Fees, interest, food, or medical? Subscribe for more actionable steps to fix it, and share it with someone it could help. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's building a system that makes you unchargeable.